The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the Intercontinental Championship.
Welcome back to Fantasy Warfare. The action rolls on this week with the Intercontinental Championship on the line. Security banged on the door. Goldberg probably banged his head on the wall a few times, and here he comes looking to gain a piece of championship gold he has never held before. Here comes the fire-breathing dragon himself, standing in the midst of it, breathing in all the sparks, all the smoke, getting ready for battle. As we said, a championship he's never held before, the Intercontinental Championship. Stone Cold Steve Austin holds two different championships currently here in Fantasy Warfare. Champion's prerogative allowed him to choose. He opted to put the Intercontinental Championship on the line, especially where there was already a ladder match for the WWF Championship earlier today in Fantasy Warfare. Austin decided to give Goldberg a crack at a title he's never held. And he does that here today in our semi-main event here on Fantasy Warfare. The main event coming up next will be for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship in an Extreme Rules match. Kenny Omega defending his title against Roman Reigns. Completely random and out of place, but we'll throw it in here into commentary. LegalZoom should really take a look at who their customer base are before they send out certain emails. Just gonna throw that out there as a general piece of random commentary, as this commentator was checking his email during some of the entrances here. We run in businesses, baby. We gotta keep on top of things, seeing when talents might want to come into Fantasy Warfare and other things of that sort. Anyway, Stone Cold Steve Austin making his way out to the ring here at Fantasy Warfare with the Intercontinental Championship in tow. He left the old Big Eagle in the back here today as he comes out with the Intercontinental Championship, a title he first won in 1997. Under unfortunate circumstances when he had his neck broken by Owen Hart. He would hang on to the title for about a month before the inevitable happened where he had to forfeit the title. Owen Hart would go on to win the title. Steve Austin would later win that championship back a second time at the 1997 Survivor Series, and we'll talk about what happened with that after the ring introductions for this title bout.
Introducing the challenger from Atlanta, Georgia, weighing in at 270 pounds, Goldberg! And introducing the champion from Victoria, Texas, weighing in at 252 pounds, he is the Intercontinental Champion, Stone Cold Steve Austin!
Ring introductions are done. The formalities are out of the way. All that's left is what we are seeing now, the surrendering of the championship gold. Let's let Goldberg take his look, almost not interested in it. A very highly anticipated matchup between Goldberg and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Goldberg heard it for years when he debuted. Oh, you're just Stone Cold Steve Austin wannabe. You want to be like Austin. Oh, hey, you look like Stone Cold Steve Austin. And Goldberg has even talked about how it used to get on his nerves. So he's always wanted this match. Austin's wanted this match. It never happened in reality, unfortunately, due to time, due to injuries, due to not being in the same place at the same time. But here today in Fantasy Warfare, Goldberg gets that shot at winning the Intercontinental Championship from Stone Cold Steve Austin. And as we talked about prior to the ring introductions, Stone Cold Steve Austin won that championship for a second time at the 1997 Survivor Series, defeating the man who nearly paralyzed him yet again, Owen Hart. I say yet again because he defeated Owen Hart the very first time for the Intercontinental Championship and then defeated him the second time at the 1997 Survivor Series. However, Stone Cold Steve Austin had become so popular at that point in time that he has started to set his eyes on the World Wrestling Federation Championship and it would be on an episode of Monday Night Raw that yours truly happened to be in attendance for, that Stone Cold Steve Austin would throw the Intercontinental Championship off of a bridge. He'd throw it off the bridge during that episode of Raw and then move on to focusing on the WWF Championship. Of course, when he threw it off the bridge, he had already been stripped of the gold by Vince McMahon, who was in the very early days of his Mr. McMahon character. But here today, Goldberg looks to keep that belt from being thrown in the bridge a second time as he goes one-on-one with Steve Austin. Now we turn our focus to the action in the ring that has been dominated by Goldberg thus far. Stone Cold Steve Austin has not been able to get out of the box when it comes to offense, and Goldberg here today. And Goldberg now looking to wrap this one up quick and easy. He's poised for the spear. Big-time spear. Takes down Steve Austin. Usually after that, we get to the jackhammer, and then we get to the celebrating. Well, here we go. He's going for the jackhammer. But Steve Austin's able to counter it. Stone Cold counters the jackhammer and turns it into a German suplex. Steve Austin saving his championship gold and then following it up with a Luthez press on top of Goldberg. Austin down into the cover. Referee gets the count of 2, and that's all we get for the count of 2 as Goldberg is able to kick out. Stunner by Austin. Austin hits the stunner. This could be all for Goldberg's hopes of being the Intercontinental Champion. Referee with a count of 2, and that's all we get as Goldberg gets the shoulder up right before the referee came down for that count of 3. Austin would have walked away with the Intercontinental title still intact, still being a double champion here in Fantasy Warfare. Nice clothesline by Goldberg, takes Austin down to the mat. Goldberg's got Austin up on his shoulders, bringing him over to the corner, Snake Eyes style. Yes, it is Snake Eyes style. Drops Austin down, face first onto the turnbuckle. Goldberg getting a little dirty on that one. Driving the foot into the throat of Austin, typically an offense that could get you a 5 count. But it was just to weaken Austin for yet another spear attempt. There it is, a second spear by Goldberg. Opting not to follow it up with a jackhammer this time, down into the cover, and Austin kicks out of the spear. Makes you wonder if maybe Goldberg should have in fact gone for the jackhammer after the spear. But either way, Goldberg, he's got him hooked and he's going for the jackhammer now. He's got him up and Austin counters it one more time. That's 2 jackhammer attempts that have been countered by Stone Cold Steve Austin here in this title match with Bill Goldberg. That frustration's going to be setting in, folks. Goldberg's go-to move, the jackhammer, has put away hundreds of competitors in his professional wrestling career, but here in this contest, he can't even hit one on Stone Cold Steve Austin, who heads up to the top rope and is perched and waiting on Goldberg. He's calling for him to get up to his feet. Wow! What the hell was that? It almost looked like Austin was trying for a Luthez press, but almost a modified Meteora, hitting the Stone Cold Stunner on Goldberg. Referee there for the cover. And no, it's not. I thought that was it. Fans chanting for more. They want more, more, more. As Austin rains down with the punches, now bringing Goldberg back up to a standing base. Got him up on the shoulders. Goldberg down on the back and delivers a chop block. I wonder where he learned that one. Maybe he learned that in the playing days in the NFL. Goldberg, a former NFL football star. Using that power on Steve Austin. He's got him by the ears, throwing him around the ring, just grabbing him repeatedly, going a 3rd time. Is Goldberg going to just try to throw? I thought he was going to try to throw Austin in a literal circle around the ring. Goldberg is like a shark that smells blood. He is now going to go for a 3rd spear attempt on Steve Austin here today. Boom! A 3rd spear by Goldberg onto Steve Austin. Referee down into the cover. We get 1, we get 2, and that's all we get again. The spear cannot put away Steve Austin here today on Fantasy Warfare. And now Goldberg is waiting. He is poised. He's going for the jackhammer. Can he actually hit it this time? Or will Austin be able to counter it? No, he's not. No counter this time. Goldberg with a jackhammer. Referee 2. And that's not a 3 count. That's only a 2 3/4 as Austin is able to kick out. Austin blocked the punch at Goldberg, returned it with one of his own, and then a beautiful power slam. Dragon screw by Goldberg. Goldberg well-versed in mixed martial arts. Putting that on display there. We're used to just seeing power out of Bill. Locking up. Irish whip sends Goldberg across and over the top rope and down to the floor. Goldberg is down, collecting his breath. Steve Austin not giving him much time to collect his breath as he continues taking the fight to Goldberg on the floor. Oh, nice chop by Austin, continuing to hammer away on Bill Goldberg. Suplex attempt. Nope, Goldberg blocks it. Nope, he didn't block it. No block on that one. Goldberg gets taken over with a vertical suplex by Stone Cold Steve Austin. Referee reaching the count of 4. Goldberg into the guardrail. Nasty hit there as Stone Cold Steve Austin talking that trash from the ring, and the referee reaching the count of 5. Goldberg now approaching back to the ring, looking to break that count, and he does, but Austin rolls out to the ring, kind of curious, but he comes right back into the ring. Boot to the midsection by Austin. Another boot. Goldberg grabs him. Got him up on the shoulders. Yikes! Big old throw down to the floor from the ring over the top rope. That could not have felt good on the spine of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Oh, there he goes, grabbing him by the ears again. Grabbing that poor guy by the ears and throwing him around outside the ring, into the ring post and steps. As Goldberg gets back into the ring once again. Waiting on Steve Austin. Goldberg back out to the floor, breaking that referee's count. I don't think either man wants a non-decisive victory here. I think both men want to be able to walk away and say, I pinned the other, or I made that guy tap out, or I knocked him out. Stone Cold Stunner by Austin. We get a cover, referee rushing around into position, count of 2, and Goldberg kicks out of the stunner. Fans showering them with affection with a both these guys chant, and I got to agree. It's been one hell of a contest between Goldberg and Austin, and Goldberg just snatched Austin out of nowhere into the jackhammer. Down he goes with the jackhammer. Goldberg with the cover on Austin. We get a count of 2, and we get 3. We've got a brand new Intercontinental Champion. We've had 2 titles defended this week, and we've had 2 titles change hands. Of course, we can't really count the ECW title because there was no champion coming into that, but 2 defending champions have fallen here today. Could that be the fate of our next defending champion in our main event coming up next for the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship? It will be an Extreme Rules match between Roman Reigns and Kenny Omega. It's coming up next, our Fantasy Warfare main event.
Here is your winner and new Intercontinental Champion,